What's going on, guys? Geisler here. Hope you're doing good today. Today we are going to talk about the 10 things that you can do to prepare yourself for the launch of Pokemon Legends ZA coming out in less than a week. I hope you guys are excited. I am super stoked. Let's just get into it. Just to start off, let's go ahead and talk about how you can avoid spoilers. There are so many people out right now with a copy of the game. There are spoilers popping up on YouTube, popping up on Reddit, popping up on X. So if you do not want to hear spoilers of Mega Evolutions, spoilers of the story, or gameplay at all, stay off of the internet. As hard as that is, as easy as it is to pick up your phone and hop on the internet and doom scroll, even TikTok, I'm sure, has spoilers in it. So wherever you are, be careful. If you do not want spoilers, or you don't want to be spoiling the game or anything, and you want to be surprised when you play through the game yourself, like myself, then stay off the internet as best as you can. I personally prefer to go through the story and experience everything firsthand myself on a first playthrough. After that, obviously I don't care, but anything that is new and exciting that has not been officially revealed, I like to keep hidden for myself. So stay off the internet as best you can to try to avoid spoilers. All right, number 2. For the second thing that you can do to prepare for Legends ZA is organize your Pokemon home boxes. There are going to be so many new Pokemon that you're going to want to not only catch, possibly fill out the Pokedex, but you're also going to want to shiny hunt, and you're going to need a lot of space. I'm sure we're going to get our standard 30 boxes like we do in every Pokemon game, but the best thing that you can do now to prepare is to empty out any duplicates, anything that you don't need, anything that is just unnecessary to keep in Pokemon Home. That way you can transfer those Pokemon into Pokemon Home and more than likely transfer them up to Generation 10. Keep in mind that any Pokemon that you transfer out of Pokemon Home to Legends ZA cannot go backwards unless it originated in Legends ZA. So anything in Scarlet and Violet, to my knowledge, you can double check me on this, to my knowledge, cannot go from Pokemon Home to Legends ZA back to Pokemon Home. Anything that goes into Legends ZA from Pokemon Home is permanently there. It stays. So just be careful. I have a handful of Pokemon that I'm going to transfer, like my shiny Hawlucha that I just caught, or that I just hatched in Pokemon Sword. Super stoked about that and having a shiny Mega Hawlucha. But just be careful, because any Pokemon you transfer to Legends ZA from Pokemon Home is going to stay there. It is permanently in Legends ZA. The only thing that I can think of is that if it originated in Legends ZA, they're going to allow you to back transfer it to Pokemon Home and then up to Generation 10 whenever Generation 10 launches, supposedly, I'm assuming, next year. So anything that you don't want to go to Legends ZA that you want to still have access to in older Pokemon games, Generation 9 and before, keep it in Pokemon Home. Do not transfer it. Try to get you a secondary Pokemon that you can transfer to Legends ZA or catch it in-game in Legends ZA. And moving on to the third thing that you can do to prepare for Pokemon Legends ZA is refresh yourself on Lumiose City. A certain amount of years in the future, I have not studied enough to understand when Pokemon Legends ZA takes place as opposed to Pokemon X and Y, but we do know that it takes place in the future and that it takes place in a modern day Lumiose City. So why not take the time to freshen yourself up on the different routes and areas and the alleys that Lumiose City has that within it. We have no idea the amount of growth that this city has seen. We know that there are redevelopment plans. We know that you can go on rooftops. They have hinted at being able to go underground. And so there's just a lot in Lumiose City to discover, to access, and best way to understand it going forward is to refresh yourself on Lumiose City from X and Y. Speaking of refreshing yourself on things from Kalos, our fourth thing to do is to refresh yourself on the Kalos region as a whole and the storyline from Pokemon X and Y. There are so many things that happen in those games, and there's a lot of depth to what those games have to offer. You have AZ that is now in Legends ZA. You have the Floette. You have the Great War that was talked about in X and Y. Team Flare was a very big proponent as to the events that happened in X and Y, and I'm sure that a lot of those things kind of leak into Legends ZA and what is going on with Lumiose City in modern day. So instead of going in blind, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that you can go to. I might have a link to one or two down below in the description that will point you in the right direction to refresh yourself and give yourself a little bit of a reset and an understanding of Kalos, and what all it had to offer from the timeline and the storyline in Pokemon X and Y. It's probably one of the best ways to prepare yourself going forward into Legends EA, so that anything that is mentioned that happened in Pokemon X and Y, it's not unknown to you. It's not something that just goes over your head. It's something that you can clearly understand and see the connections that they're making throughout time and through the different storylines. For number 5, I think we have one of my favorite things to do in order to prepare for Pokemon Legends EA, and that's picking your starter. Who doesn't love picking your starter? In Legends EA, we have 3 starters, obviously Fire, Grass, and Water, and we have Tepig, Chikorita, and Totodile. A lot of people are disappointed that we are getting 2 Pokemon from Generation 2 and 1 from Generation 5. I gotta be honest, I'm not disappointed, but I do think that they missed an opportunity to highlight one of the other generations that we haven't seen for a little bit. Let me know in the comments down below exactly who you're gonna choose to start your Legends EA adventure with. For number 6, it's something that I really hope you all have already accomplished, and I'm going to be very surprised if some of you haven't, but that's beating Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. At least the story mode. There's so much good story in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that I think the story itself beats out the issues with the gameplay and the issues with performance. The Area Zero is a great stretch of storyline where I think that the game really kind of kicks it up a notch. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are not bad games. They are great games. They are just undermined by a lot of the issues that people like to point out, more so over the fun that it can be had. So if you haven't beaten Scarlet and Violet, go back and beat them. Piggybacking off of beating Scarlet and Violet, number 7, complete the Pokedexes. If you have the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there are essentially 3 Pokedexes to complete. You have Paldea, you have Kitakami, and then you have the Blueberry Dex, which is the Terrarium. That greatly increases the amount of replayability in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and those Pokedexes are super fun to complete. Now, keep in mind that what I'm about to say goes back to one of the points from earlier, but completing the Pokedexes will allow you an opportunity to a lot of Pokemon that will probably be available in Legends EA. What I said earlier, if you transfer something from home to Legends EA, as of right now, from Scarlet and Violet to anything prior, it will not be able to be transferred back to home from Legends EA. It will be permanently stuck there. So, if you have a Pokemon that you really want to play with in Pokemon Legends EA that you don't know if it's natural to Lumiose City or if it can be found in the game, but maybe it can be transferred in, then do a little bit of research and make sure that you have at least a couple duplicates in Scarlet and Violet, or at least something that is easy to catch in Scarlet and Violet. Catch it and then transfer it over. Have fun with that Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon that I am super stoked about playing with in Pokemon Legends EA, and for me, honestly, it's transferring the Generation 6 starters. You can access all of them in the Blueberry Academy Terrarium if you go and spend your Blueberry points to unlock the expanded biomes, and you can catch all of the starters in the Terrarium. And I really want to shiny hunt Froakie, Chespin, and Fennekin. I am super stoked about Fennekin's, or well, I guess Delphox's Mega Evolution. It looks so good. And Chestnut's Mega Evolution kind of redeems Chestnut for me. I was never a big Chespin, Quilladin, Chestnut fan, but his Mega Evolution honestly is really good. So I am super stoked to play with all 3 of those Pokemon, and I am super excited to shiny hunt them in Scarlet and Violet to transfer them over to Legends EA. So complete the Pokedexes, enjoy it. So now that you've completed your Pokedexes for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and maybe even the DLC, let's go ahead and start planning your dream team. That's number 8. Your dream team in Legends EA is going to be what carries you through the game. It's going to be what carries you through competitive online multiplayer, and overall, just the team that you really want to explore Lumiose City with. From what we have heard, you know, there are the rooftops, you have the main level, and then supposedly there's an underground, like the catacombs. I don't know the depth at which those are going to be able to be explored, but if you have certain Pokemon that you want to explore Lumiose City with, catch them in Scarlet and Violet and transfer them up. Make sure that you have extra copies, but start planning out your dream team. Who do you want to take with you through the ranks, ranking up at night and beating all these other trainers? Who do you want to show them up with? Personally, for me, one of my absolute favorite Pokemon, Chandelure, I really want to find a shiny Litwick and transfer it up. And shiny Hawlucha, like I stated earlier, is going to be on my team. Mega Hawlucha is just so nice, and I'm sure his shiny is even better. So What's your dream team? Who are you going to take forward with you into Legends ZA? Let me know in the comments below. One of the most important things going into the launch of Legends ZA is making sure that your Switch storage space is prepared. You don't want to go try and digitally download or preload the game when your Switch is not prepared for it. We have no idea to the file size, at least I don't know. Might put it here on the screen for you, that way you know ahead of time. But go ahead and start deleting games that you haven't played in a while. If you've beaten certain games and don't plan on going back to them, archive them, get them out of your memory. That way you can free up all of your memory for Legends ZA, because we all know that's going to be probably the main game that you're playing for a long time to come. So be sure that you have, if you're on Switch 1, an updated or a new SD card. And if you're on Switch 2, be sure you get an SD card Express card. Remember, Switch 2 does not accept regular SD cards. It has to be an SD Express. So be sure that you either have a new SD card on hand or you've archived some games and have enough space ready to download or install Pokemon Legends ZA. That way on day one, you're not having to fight with your storage and trying to archive games that you're not going to play, just to be able to play the game that you've been waiting months for. So make sure that your storage is all lined out. The last thing that we're going to talk about today, number 10, and probably definitely not the least thing that you can do, is pre-order the game. Are you going to download it digitally, or are you going to get it physically on card? Are you going to get it on Switch 1 or Switch 2? How are you going to purchase the game? Multiple different retailers have different bonuses that they give out during pre-order times, and I'm going to flash those on screen right now. I know GameStop is doing a tote bag if you go to the midnight launch, and they are also doing a trench coat download code for your character, like an apparel item. Best Buy is giving away a play mat, like an actual desk mat or like a game mat that you can use for the Pokemon TCG. And Walmart is even doing enamel pins. So check who you're pre-ordering through. If you haven't already pre-ordered the game, be sure to go pre-order the game. Go to Best Buy. It's no extra charge, and you get a $30 play mat. That's where I pre-ordered. It looks really cool. It has a map of Lumio City. It features Zygarde, I don't remember, like it's half form, 50% form, that's the dog, and it shows the 3 starters over on the left-hand side. So it's a really nice looking playmat, very well stitched. Just be sure that you are ready for Pokemon Legends ZA when it launches. Don't get stuck in lines. Don't get stuck having to download the game on the day of launch when you should have already been playing an hour ago. Be sure that if you are going to be playing the game, that you have it pre-ordered. That's the best way that you can be prepared. I honestly think that pre-ordering digitally is not that great of a deal when you can just download it day one. But if you pre-order it digitally, you can go ahead and preload the game on your Switch. That way, as soon as you have access, you can load the game, boot it up, and you're ready to go. No extra downloads, no extra installs, and no waiting in line at some retailer. So be prepared. That way, just be prepared. Have the game pre-ordered from whatever retailer you want, and don't forget that there are a couple of mystery gift bonuses that Nintendo is doing until February. So we're gonna go ahead and flash that on screen. It's a Ralts with a Mega Gardevoir, 100 Pokeballs for those that purchased it digitally, and 1 or 2 other things. So be sure that you get all of your goodies whenever you go to download the game. And make sure not to forget about those mystery gifts, because they are timed and limited and they will expire. So what do you still need to do to prepare for the launch of Legends ZA? Are you ready? I hope you guys are excited as I am. And really lastly, number 11, this is kind of a PS bonus point. Don't allow anyone to dampen your hype for the game. There's a lot of people online that are talking about, oh, you should get Digimon Story Time Stranger instead. That game looks great, but it's not Pokemon. And if you're like me, I'm a Pokemon player. I love Pokemon. I enjoyed Digimon growing up, but it just wasn't my thing. Am I going to check out Digimon Time Stranger? Probably, but later on when I have time. So don't let anybody dampen your excitement for the game. If you're excited for Pokemon Legends ZA, get hyped, get excited. The game is less than 5 days away. I am super stoked for this game to come out. I'm excited for Mega Evolution to come back. And this game just has a lot of depth to it that I think a lot of people are missing out on. So don't let those guys or those people deter you from getting a game that you've been looking forward to or dampen your spirits. Get excited, get hyped up, and I hope that you are prepared for the launch of Pokemon Legends ZA. My name is Guy Slee. I'll catch you on the next one. God bless.